All right, my darling, let's take this slowly, gently, as though we are sitting together in a quiet room, perhaps with a soft candle glowing between us. And I want you to hear me not only with your mind, but with your heart. When you finally understand that every single experience you have is happening inside of you, you will unlock a peace that no one and nothing on the outside can ever take away. We so often believe that our stress, our anger, our sadness are caused by the outside world. We say, I'm upset because of my partners, or I'm afraid because of the news, or I can't relax because of money. And yes, these outer triggers exist, but the way you feel, the way you experience them, it all happens in here, inside your mind, inside your body, inside your heart. That is where your world is lived. And when you see this, not as blame, but as awareness, everything changes. Because if it is truly happening inside of you, then you are not powerless. You are not helpless. You are not a victim of the world. You are the one holding the key. You have the power to choose a new thought. You have the power to breathe differently. You have the power to create peace, here and now, in your own inner landscape. I know this might feel overwhelming at first. You may even feel resistance rising, a voice saying, but it really is because of them. It really is because of that situation. That's all right, sweetheart. That voice is only an old habit. It is not the truth of who you are. The truth is that you are more powerful than you have ever imagined. So let's walk gently through this together. I want you to remember this phrase. Every thought we think is creating our future. That means the thought you are thinking right now, as you listen to me, is shaping what comes next. When you think thoughts of anger, you create more anger. When you think thoughts of peace, you create more peace. When you think thoughts of love, you create more love. Isn't that extraordinary? Your future is not written in stone. It is written in the thoughts you choose today. Now let's make this practical. The next time you feel discomfort, perhaps your chest feels tight, perhaps your shoulders ache, perhaps your mind is spinning, don't rush to blame the outside. Instead, pause. Place your hand gently on your heart. Close your eyes if you can, and ask softly, what is happening inside me right now? This one question is like opening a door. Maybe you'll notice, I'm afraid I won't be enough. Maybe you'll notice, I'm angry because I don't feel heard. Maybe you'll notice, I'm tired and I need rest. Whatever arises, let it be. Don't fight it, don't criticize it, just notice. This noticing is powerful, because the moment you notice, you are no longer lost in the storm. You are standing in the center, watching it pass. You begin to see that you are not the anger, you are not the fear, you are not the sadness, you are the awareness holding them. And awareness always brings choice. You can breathe, you can soften, you can choose again. Think of it like this. Life will always bring situations. People may be rude, bills may arrive, plans may change, but you get to decide how you will meet them. You can meet them with fear, or you can meet them with peace. You can meet them with judgment, or you can meet them with compassion. And every time you choose peace, every time you choose love, you strengthen that inner muscle. It becomes easier, more natural, more automatic. Let me give you an image. Imagine you are standing at a train station. Each thought is a train arriving. One train says, "This is too much, I can't handle it." Another says, "I am safe, all is well in my world." Another says, "I'm not good enough." Another says, "I deserve peace." The trains will keep coming endlessly, but here is the truth. You do not have to get on every train. You can let them pass. You can stand on the platform, breathe, and say, "Which thought will I ride today?" And as you choose, you are shaping your journey. And here is the beauty. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to always choose the peaceful thought. You only need to practice. Some days you will forget. Some days you will get on the old train of criticism or fear. That's all right. Because the moment you realize it, you can step off. You can say, "Ah, I see what happened. I caught it. Now I choose again." And every time you choose again, you grow stronger. Every time you choose again, you reclaim your peace. So let's practice right now together. Take a deep, gentle breath. Feel the air moving in. Feel it moving out. Place your hand on your heart and whisper softly, "Today I take full responsibility for my experience. Today I choose peace." Say it again and once more with feeling. Notice how those words settle in your body. Notice if your shoulders relax, if your breath deepens. This is not magic. This is the natural result of remembering your power. My darling, when you accept 100% responsibility for your inner world, you free yourself. You no longer need to wait for the world to change. You no longer need to control everyone around you. You no longer need to live at the mercy of circumstances, because peace is no longer out there. Peace is here inside, available in every breath, in every thought, in every choice. And let me remind you gently, you are never wrong. You are always doing the best you can with the understanding, knowledge, and awareness you have. So be kind with yourself. Some days it will be easy. Some days it will be hard. But every day is another chance to practice, another chance to choose peace, another chance to write a future filled with harmony and balance. So the next time you feel the storm rising, pause. Ask, "What is happening inside me?" Breathe, choose again. Speak gently to yourself. "I am safe. I am loved. I am at peace." And know that in that very moment, you are not only healing your mind, you are healing your life. Because life, my darling, always mirrors your inner world. Create peace inside, and life will reflect it back to you in ways more beautiful than you can imagine. You know, my darling, I hear so many people say, "I'll be happy when I lose the weight, when I find the right partner, when I get the job, when the money comes." And I smile softly because I know the truth. If you keep waiting for happiness, you will always be waiting. Happiness is not something that comes from the outside. Happiness is not delivered in a package or written on a paycheck. Happiness is a choice, a state of being, and it always begins inside of you. Let me ask you gently, how many times have you achieved something you thought would finally make you happy, only to discover the feeling didn't last? Perhaps you thought, "When I get this promotion, then I'll feel complete." And when it came, you celebrated, yes, but after a few weeks, the same emptiness returned. Why? Because you were exporting happiness. You were shipping it out, placing it in the hands of conditions you cannot control. And whenever you do that, you set yourself up to live on a roller coaster, up when things go your way, down when they don't. But here is the truth I want you to remember. All pleasant states arise from within. All peace, all joy, all love, all abundance, they begin inside. Nothing outside of you has the power to create your happiness unless you first allow it. This is why two people can face the same situation and feel completely different. One may suffer, one may smile. The difference is not in the situation, it is in the choice. So I invite you to change one small phrase that can transform your life. Instead of saying, "I'll be happy when," begin to say, "I choose happiness now." Let's say it together. I choose happiness now. Again, I choose happiness now. Notice how your body feels when you say those words. Perhaps you feel a little lighter, perhaps a little softer. It doesn't mean every problem is solved. It means you are reclaiming your power. You are no longer waiting. You are choosing. And when you choose happiness now, you open the door for life to bring you even more to be happy about. My darling, don't export your joy. Don't ship it off to some future event. Bring it back home. Happiness is not out there. It is here, in this breath, in this moment, in this choice. You can sit quietly, place your hand on your heart, and whisper, "I choose peace. I choose joy. I choose love. I choose now." And as you repeat it, you will feel that happiness is not something you must chase. It is something you can allow. Now let us move into another truth that can change your entire relationship with yourself. You are not your thoughts. So many of us have been taught to believe, "I am what I think." But let me say it clearly. You are not your thoughts. You are so much more than that. Thoughts are like visitors. They come, they go, they pass through. But you, my darling, you are the vast, spacious awareness that notices them. Imagine the sky. Thoughts are like clouds drifting across it, sometimes light and fluffy, sometimes heavy and stormy. But the clouds are not the sky. They move, they change, they dissolve. The sky remains. You are the sky. Your thoughts are the clouds. When you forget this, you feel trapped. You believe the thought, "I am not enough." You believe the thought, "I will never heal." You believe the thought, "I cannot change." But when you remember that you are not the thought, you are the awareness watching the thought, suddenly you are free. Here is a practice you can begin right away. The next time a negative thought arises, don't fight it. Don't argue with it. Don't try to push it away. Simply notice it, like you would notice a cloud in the sky. Say to yourself, "There's a thought. I see you." And then let it drift. You don't need to hold it. You don't need to chase it. You don't need to make it true. You simply allow it to pass, and then you choose again. You choose a thought that nurtures and supports you. Perhaps you say, "I am safe," or "All is well in my world," or "I am learning to love myself more every day." This is not about perfection. You will still have stormy thoughts. You will still have days when the sky of your mind is crowded with clouds. That's okay. What matters is that you remember, you are not the clouds. You are the sky. The clouds cannot hurt the sky. They come, they go, and the sky remains vast and beautiful. And so do you. So let me ask you gently, what thoughts have you been believing lately that are not serving you? What thoughts keep telling you stories of fear or lack or unworthiness? And can you imagine, even for a moment, stepping back and saying, "Ah, there is that old thought again. I don't need to hold on to it. I can let it pass." Can you imagine choosing a new thought in its place? Because every time you do, you are reclaiming your power. Let's practice together now. Close your eyes if you can. Take a soft, deep breath. Bring to mind a thought that often troubles you. Notice it. Name it. Say, "There's that thought again." And now imagine it as a cloud floating across the sky of your mind. Watch it move, watch it pass, watch it dissolve. And now whisper to yourself, I am not my thoughts. I am the awareness. I am the sky. I choose peace. Feel the freedom in that. Feel the space it gives you. Because when you stop identifying with every thought, you stop being pulled in every direction. You stop being trapped in the old stories. You begin to taste peace, even if the thoughts are still there. Peace is not about eliminating all thoughts. It is about remembering you are larger than them, freer than them, untouched by them. So, my love, let these 2 lessons stay with you. Stop exporting your happiness. Bring it back inside. Choose it now, not someday. And stop believing you are your thoughts. Remember, you are the awareness, the sky, the space in which thoughts come and go. When you live this way, peace is not a distant dream. Peace is your daily practice, your moment-to-moment choice. And the more you choose it, the more natural it becomes. The more you anchor your joy inside, the more the outer world reflects it back to you. The more you remember you are not your thoughts, the less power fear and worry will have over you. And one day you will wake up, look in the mirror, and say softly to yourself, I choose happiness now. I am not my thoughts. I am love. I am peace. I am whole. And in that moment, my darling, you will know you are free. So many people come to me and say, Louise, I try to meditate. I try to quiet my mind, but I just can't stop thinking. My mind never stops. And I smile softly because I want you to know something very important. Emptying the mind does not mean having no thoughts. Emptying the mind means no longer clinging to the thoughts that pass through. That is a great difference. You don't have to force yourself into silence. You don't have to fight your own mind. You simply learn to let thoughts come and go, like clouds drifting in the sky, like leaves floating down a stream. And the moment you stop grasping, the moment you stop struggling, that is the beginning of peace. Today, my darling, I want to share this with you because it is one of the most important steps on the path to true harmony. Many of you do not know how to do this. You've been taught to either suppress your thoughts, push them away, or get lost inside them. But there is another way, and once you know it, once you practice it, you will discover a freedom and a calmness that perhaps you have not felt in years. The first step to emptying the mind is letting go of the heavy cargo. Think of your mind as a room. Over the years, you filled it with boxes of worry, boxes of fear, boxes of past regrets, boxes of what if and should have. And every day you carry those boxes around. No wonder you feel tired. No wonder you feel cluttered. No wonder peace seems so far away. Emptying the mind begins by setting some of those boxes down. You don't have to solve them. You don't have to organize them. You simply put them down and say, I don't need to carry this anymore. So when worry arises, try this. Instead of feeding it, instead of telling yourself the same story again and again, simply say, I choose to release this worry. I choose peace instead. You may have to say it many times, that's all right. Each time you say it, you loosen your grip a little more. When fear arises, pause and whisper, I am safe. I release fear. I welcome calm. When the mind clings to old anger, repeat, I set myself free. I choose peace now. These are not empty words. These are keys that open the door to an uncluttered mind. The second step is focus. A busy mind loves to jump from one thing to another, scattering your energy, leaving you feeling restless. But when you give your full attention to just one thing, the mind begins to settle. This is why I often say, do whatever you are doing fully. If you are eating, just eat. If you are walking, just walk. If you are listening, just listen. And if you are washing the dishes, then wash the dishes with your whole being. Feel the water on your hands. Notice the sound of the soap. Watch the bubbles form and disappear. This is not just washing dishes. It is a meditation, a practice of presence. When you give your mind one gentle place to rest, it no longer needs to chase 1,000 distractions. Try it now. Bring your attention to your breath. Just notice the air entering and leaving. You don't need to change it. You don't need to control it. Just watch. Notice the rise, the fall, the pause. That's all. And notice for just a moment how peaceful that feels. One pointed focus empties the clutter. It reminds your mind, you are safe, you are here, you are enough. The third step is the heart of it all, presence. To empty the mind is to be here now, not in yesterday's regrets, not in tomorrow's worries, but here, right here. Look around you. Feel the chair supporting you. Listen to the sounds around you. Taste the air in your mouth. Presence is simple, but it is profound. Because when you are present, your mind cannot drag you into the past or the future. In presence, there is only life. In presence, there is only peace. Let me share an example. Imagine you are walking in a garden. If your mind is busy, you don't even see the flowers. You don't smell the air. You don't hear the birds. You are lost in thought. But if you pause, if you look, if you listen, suddenly life reveals itself. The colors become brighter. The sounds become clearer. The fragrance becomes sweeter. You are no longer trapped in the noise of your mind. You are living. And that, my darling, is the true meaning of emptying the mind. Now I know some of you may be saying, "But Louise, my thoughts are too strong. They overwhelm me. I can't just let them go." And I want to reassure you, you don't have to fight them. Fighting thoughts only makes them louder. Instead, soften. Imagine holding a bird in your hands. If you squeeze, it suffers. If you open your hand gently, it can rest or fly away. Treat your thoughts like that. Hold them gently, then open your hand. Let them pass. Another practice I love is to imagine your thoughts as words written on the surface of a river. Watch them appear, float for a while, then dissolve downstream. You don't need to chase them. You don't need to erase them. You just let them flow. And as you do, you realize you are not the words. You are the river. You are the flow. You are the vastness beneath it all. And let me say this clearly. Emptying the mind does not mean you stop thinking forever. That is impossible. The mind's job is to create thoughts. But you can change your relationship to those thoughts. You can learn not to cling, not to identify, not to drown. And that shift is everything. That shift is freedom. So, my love, let's practice together right now. Close your eyes if you can. Take a deep, slow breath. Feel your body sitting where it is. Imagine setting down one box of worry, just one. Whisper softly, "I release this. I don't need to carry it anymore." Now bring your attention to one thing. Perhaps the breath, perhaps the sounds in the room, perhaps the beating of your heart. Stay there for a few moments. Notice how it feels. Notice the calm that begins to rise when your mind has one gentle focus. And now, open your awareness to this present moment. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel? Let yourself be here. That's all. That's enough. Do this often. When you walk, walk fully. When you eat, eat fully. When you rest, rest fully. And as you do, you will find that peace is not something you chase. Peace is something you allow. Peace is something you return to again and again every time you empty a little space in your mind. So remember these 3 steps. Let go of the heavy boxes, focus on one thing, and return to the present. Practice them gently, kindly, without pressure. And know that every time you do, you are giving yourself a gift. You are saying, I deserve peace. I deserve presence. I deserve to live with a mind that feels clear and light. And I promise you, my darling, if you practice this even for a few minutes each day, you will begin to notice changes. You will feel less anxious. You will sleep more deeply. You will laugh more easily. Because life responds to the energy you bring. And when your mind is clear, when your heart is present, when you are uncluttered, life brings you harmony, balance, and joy. Emptying the mind is not an escape. It is a return to yourself, to this moment, to the truth that peace has always been here, waiting for you. Now let's talk about something that touches every single one of us living in this fast, modern world. We are surrounded by noise, by speed, by endless to-do lists. We are always reaching, always scrolling, always planning. We have been trained to believe that our value comes from what we do, from how productive we are, how busy we look, how much we can check off in a day. But my darling, let me remind you gently, you are a human being, not a human doing. Peace does not come from endless activity. Peace arrives when we balance doing with simply being. There is a time for action, yes. We take steps, we create, we contribute. But there must also be space for presence. If we never allow ourselves to rest in being, our lives become frantic, hollow, and restless. Balance is the key. Imagine the rhythm of the ocean. The wave rises, the wave falls. Imagine your own breath. You inhale, you exhale. That is the natural balance of life. When you honor both action and presence, you discover harmony. So here's a practice. Each day, give yourself at least 5 minutes to do nothing. Yes, nothing. Sit quietly, turn off the devices, let go of the urge to produce. Place your hands gently in your lap, breathe, and simply be. At first, it may feel strange, even uncomfortable, because the mind will say, I should be doing something. But remember, should is a prison, could is freedom. Allow yourself to simply sit and notice how even 5 minutes of being can bring a wave of calm. Now, let's move into something very simple but very powerful, the pause practice. Most of our suffering comes not from events, but from our immediate, unconscious reactions. Someone says something unkind, and we snap back. A delay happens, and we spiral into anger. A mistake arises, and we drown in self-criticism. But there is a secret. Between stimulus and response, there is always a space. And in that space lies our power. So the next time you feel irritation, pause. The next time anger rises, pause. The next time fear whispers, pause. Just 3 seconds. Breathe in, count softly. 1, 2, 3. And then choose. You will be amazed at how those 3 seconds change everything. Because in those 3 seconds, you step out of automatic reaction and step into conscious choice. You reclaim your peace, your dignity, your freedom. A pause is not weakness. A pause is power. And now, let's speak of harmony through simplicity. Have you noticed that much of the clutter in your mind comes from unnecessary complexity? Too many commitments, too many possessions, too many words left unsaid or said in haste. The more complicated our outer world becomes, the more tangled our inner world feels. Simplicity is not lack. It is space. It is clarity. It is freedom. So I invite you today to look gently at your life and ask, where can I let go? Perhaps it is one task you don't really need to do. Perhaps it is an old habit that drains you. Perhaps it is a drawer, a closet, or even a way of speaking that adds clutter. Write it down. Choose one thing you can release. As you let go outwardly, you create harmony inwardly. The mind naturally quiets when the life around it is less crowded. Simplicity is an act of love. It is saying to yourself, I deserve space, I deserve peace. And now, my darling, let us reflect together. Ask yourself, when do I find myself searching for happiness outside instead of within? Which thoughts run through my mind most often? And can I begin to observe them instead of becoming them? Where in my day can I practice the pause, choosing peace instead of reaction? And what can I simplify today? What can I lovingly release to create more space for joy? Take your journal, take your pen, and write honestly. These questions are not to judge you, they are to free you. Awareness always brings freedom. And as we close this sacred time together, let me bless you. Peace is available to you right now. Not tomorrow, not someday, but now, in this very breath. As you take full responsibility for your inner world, as you stop chasing happiness outside yourself, as you practice pausing, simplifying, and balancing being with doing, life responds. Life responds with harmony. Life responds with clarity. Life responds with joy. Remember always, you do not need to earn peace. You do not need to deserve peace. Peace is your birthright. It is who you are beneath the clutter of thought and the weight of doing. Allow yourself to return to it again and again. And never forget, my darling, life loves you, and so do I.